Glen Powell has been gaining bigger roles, such as in the second Top Gun movie in Anyone But You, and in the newest Netflix movie called Hitman, which must surely be one of the most overrated movies this year by a clear margin. Surely the reason he has got those roles has got nothing to do with his acting, at least. It is more than solely because he is a pretty poster boy, much like Ryan Gosling, just perhaps a little more masculine version. Because surely he has a well-trained body and fits perfectly alongside Sidney Sweeney for the Anyone But You movie. But the acting talent is lacking, and we'll talk all about that today. In a second Top Gun movie, if we start with that one, he is outshined by both Matt Saylor and Tom Cruise when it comes to acting ability. Yet he is still in the movie just to look cool and get a large paycheck. In a quite boring and overrated movie, which is mostly for the fans of the first movie, he shows his rather slim acting ability, and like a lot of the new guys, like Timothée Chalamet, although he might be a slight better actor, he is all about the body and not about the talent. Because here shows that he can't act, and although he might not have an important role in the movie, he can't work with what he gets. In the Anyone But You movie, once again fails to provide any good acting in a movie where there's just a lot of super cringe moments, which then builds a movie that has no purpose to entertain you. Watchmen also is pretty bleak when it comes to acting in this movie, talking about bathroom law and everything. You feel Glen Powell is pretty stiff and uninspiring in the role it's being. This guy at first liked the Sweeney character, and then is suddenly up invited to the same wedding. So the movie may all the time try to spark funny situations between them, but it is not done in a way they should have done it to entertain you. Solely more than most, that also has to do with the character Glen plays, where he once again shows that he is the most overrated actor in Hollywood. Because just like Zac Efron got the role in Baywatch just because of a pretty face and an ass body, the same goes for Glen in his role alongside Sweeney. Because they needed someone that could look just as good as her on a poster, and not an actor that actually could act. In the now newest Hitman movie, just out on Netflix not too much of a time ago, his performance is even more overrated as this fake hitman in the movie where Netflix just shows how they can't make good action comedy movies these days, drenching it all away in romance, corny lines, bad jokes, and inclusion characters. Because the movie is not fun at all, and once again, Glen Powell is pretty stiff in his role as a fake hitman, where he neither brings any interest when he tries to be a professor or when he tries to be a more cool alter ego version of himself. I feel though he raises his voice and tries to act cool, it is just not believable enough. He is not crazy enough, and it should really have been that fight between him and the ex of Madison in the movie. That way he could actually show if his fake act as a hitman held up, because he's really silenced in the movie with the disguises and everything, making it too easy for the character to just coast on through without any adversary, and playing those unchallenged characters are dead easy, and you do not really need a good performance in those moves. Actually, you can make a case for Adria Arjona as a better actor in this movie, but that kind of says all about how bad Netflix has made their action comedy movies these days. Because you are sold into this world where you neglect everything that worked good before, and you are left with a lifeless action comedy where basically nobody wants to beat her. But if we go back to Glen, he is not that believable in this role, and why people see him as a good actor, it is really hard to find a reason why. Because he is so extremely overrated that even Scott Adkins, that mostly just do action movies, is a better actor than him. But that just shows how overrated he is as an actor. In the upcoming years, sadly, we will see Glen Powell gain more recognition and more praise despite his acting being stiff and lackluster. But with the body and face by his side, he is shout out to be a well-built superstar in Hollywood. And let me tell you, those guys gets the roles no matter how weak they are as actors.